Good day, viewers at home. I'm so excited, so elated to come across your path once again today. My name still remains Kunle Ishola, and by privilege, by grace, I am the president of Seed House International Network. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. Like I usually say, while you're on this channel, expect transformation from where you are to where you should be. There's a place where you should be. So you're welcome. I'm so excited because today, once again, you will be heavily impacted. Yeah, I'm here to do a review of a short movie I posted on my YouTube channel, and you just have to do yourself good by just going on my YouTube channel, Kunle Ishola, click subscribe button and the notification bell, so that when any of our content is being dropped, you will be duly notified. Grrr, guy. Something don't drop. Yeah. So before I go into the review proper, I would like us to have some discourse. Yes, you all agree with me that everybody on earth was born naked. Everybody on earth was born naked, but nobody was born empty. For those that will be born, they will also be born naked, but none of them will be born empty. Everybody on earth came to this earth with some forms of endowment, heavenly endowments, giftings, talents, abilities. And so nobody is just born to come and become a nuisance, to come and just gallivant around. You are not born to just wake up, sleep, eat, sleep with, and just live your life and just die like that. No, you are born for a purpose, and you have been given the abilities that will help you to live a fulfilled life while on earth. So is everybody. It cuts across everybody on this planet Earth. And so I'm so excited. But I want to ask you a question. Oh, is it a question? Is it a question now? Can you imagine a businessman who puts his money in a business and run loss? There is no profit in the business and is happy about it. Have you ever seen an investor who invests money in who actually makes an investment and does not get a commensurate return of investment or even higher, and is gallivanting and happy, jumping about everywhere, brrr, like that? No manufacturer will be happy making a product, and the product does not respond to the expected ability for which it was produced. Are you getting my point? So is man. If we have those endowments, we have those giftings, those talents, those abilities, that means all of these things are actually God's investment in man while we are coming here. So that's why I said, though we were born naked, we were not born empty. We came with all of these heavenly endowments. So the question now remains that, do you know those endowments, those giftings, those talents, those abilities? Are you aware of them? Are you aware that you are here to live a purposeful life, a life full of purpose? You are not just here to live life anyhow. You know, there's this saying that if the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. People who live their life anyhow are likely not to know their purpose. They are likely not to know the reason for that which they were made. So they just live anyhow. They can just talk anyhow. They can dress anyhow. They can laugh anyhow. They can walk anywhere, anyhow. Anything goes. But once you know your purpose, once you know your pathway, you know where you should tread. You cannot just do things anyhow, because that will shape wherever you go, whatever you do, how you talk, and all of those things. So, do you know all of those things? Do you know the abilities? Do you have to live a purposeful life and all of that? So, that is just an introduction to the review of today. Now, back to the review proper. The short movie I'm here to review today is a movie that I have come to love so much. I love it. I love it so much. Anytime I watch it again, I'm blessed. It's always fresh. It's always fresh. I'm going to take us through a little walk around how the script was written. Then I'm now going to the review of the movie. I'll just round up this wonderful and interesting session. So many years ago, I was invited to a musical concert. So many years ago, I was so excited because I've always known the organizers, the team that organizes the musical concerts from afar. I didn't even want to but from afar. I've heard people talk about them. I've had testimonies about how productive and how impactful their ministry had been. So I was there for the first time. And I sat down amidst the crowd, and it was a blessing. There was a particular time in that meeting whereby people stood up, they were so excited, we were shouting for joy, dancing, and everything. And here was I, seated, not happy. I was just crying. Was I crying? I wasn't crying, but tears just began to drop, down my cheeks. I was wondering what was happening to me. And because I'm a guy that actually, I feel shy a lot. So I just took my handkerchief in the pocket. I was trying to just clean up, but the tears didn't stop. It was just dropping. I was so blessed at the sight of excellent performance, excellent ministration, the delivery from this thing. And it's a Christian thing, it's a Christian musical concert. I was so blessed, I was so touched by that excellence put in the delivery, the lighting, the singing, the passion I saw on stage got me so much. People were happy, I wasn't happy. And the word came to my spirit, man. Kunle, you are underutilizing the gifts of God in your life. That was just what I heard, and it kept on repeating itself like something in control repeat. It was just repeating itself in my head, in my mind. I was not happy. We finished the concert. I went on thinking about that thing. It kept on just coming over and over again. I couldn't sleep well that night. I remember very well. So I told a friend of mine. I we talked about it, but I couldn't sleep. That same year, I decided to, I was inspired to do a write-up. So I did a write-up in a post-like manner, and I by God's grace, through Seed House, we printed it into a tract, and we distributed it all over the states. We went to a place in the north, one in the southwest, some states in the southwest, some in the north, and all that. But if we couldn't just do more, how many could we print? There was no really many to just print more, So I was just like, how can we reach more? Because I just love the storyline that I was inspired by the Holy Spirit to write. So I put the following year, I put it on Facebook, on my Facebook wall. I wrote it there, and it's blessed life. It blessed lives a lot. I did a WhatsApp broadcast on all the contacts on my list that same year. There were testimonies around it. It blessed my life. It blessed my life, and I wanted to share it to the world. So as I want to take it, I just feel, let me just do a short movie around that same thing, and that's how this short movie came to be. The title of this wonderful movie I want to review to you today is Just a Page. Just a page. Just a page. Just a page. That's the same title I gave when I wrote the tract. Yes. When we published the tract that time, the ministry. Just a Page, and the same title now. Just a Page is a story of a man named Joe Benson. Joe Benson is a wealthy man. I happened to be, by grace, to take the role of Joe in a short movie. Joe Benson. Joe Benson is a wealthy man, a man of timber and caliber. He's got great influence and affluence. He's also a philanthropist. Everybody, he touched lives almost everywhere in the world. Joe was just very wealthy, well known everywhere in the world, and all of that. He touched lives so much. He was very, very popular. Very young, wealthy guy. Talk about the good things that a man can do to touch lives, and he did it. He did all of them. That was Joe. But something happened. Joe died. It pained everybody. How he's such a good man, a great man, a philanthropist, a man of influence and affluence, a man of timber and caliber that touched everywhere with everything he's got, and all of that. How will he die? But the funny part is that death does not know whether you are rich or poor, whether you are this or that. And that's a lesson there. no matter who you are, no matter what you have, you must know that your time on earth is limited. Even when you are thinking of living 150, and there's probability that you will live 150, is still limited. It is still limited because what you will do at the age of 50 is not what you have the capacity to do at the age of 100. They are different. So the time is limited. No matter who you are, if you are a very influential man, you've got affluence and all of that, your time is, when death comes, you cannot do anything again with what you have. So why don't you live your life like death is coming tomorrow? You want to push everything you've got to make sure you live a fulfilled life before death comes. So back to Joe Benson. He died. With everything he has, he died. He died. He died. But if God is God to do a lot of things. During his burial, everybody came all over the world for his burial. For you to know how much he spread his tentacles before he died. With his, with everything he has, to touch lives. They came around. People wrote a lot about him during the burial in about 520 languages. You can imagine, how will a man die? And what I was written about him is was about 520 languages. That guy must be a great guy. I'm telling you, that guy must be a great guy. And after everything was done and all of that, his soul got lifted up and he met himself somewhere where it's called the Heavenly Accountability Room. What are you accountable for? What do you want to account for? And all of that. But you know what? When God made us, he made us intentionally. He didn't just throw a bundle of new sons on earth. No, he did not throw a bundle of fools on earth to just come and waste resources, to just come and lavish resources and squander resources. No. He intentionally made us and endowed us with giftings to bless lives on earth and bring profit to his kingdom. It must bless lives, bless souls, bless everybody. It's about the vertical relationship and the horizontal relationship. The horizontal relationship is about our relationship with men. So what God has blessed us with, He wants us to bless, to be a blessing to men. And also, it has to profit the kingdom. It has to profit God. Upward relationship. It has to profit the maker because he's a manufacturer. I just told us that there's no manufacturer that will make a product, and a product will not respond to the ability, to the expected ability for that which it was produced. How will I produce a phone and a phone cannot make calls? Then that means it's useless. But God has not made anybody useless. Everybody is blessed with one thing or the other. That's why I said something. As men, it's very possible. As men, we were born, everybody, men, male or female, we were born naked, but none of us was born empty. None of us is born empty. None of us. So God is very intentional when He was creating everybody on earth. So Job, back to Job Benson, he came and he was like, where am I, and all of this, with his swagalistic attire and all of that. And also that he's in accountability room. That means he needs to account for every of those things that he was endowed with. The same way as you are, whatever you are blessed with, you account for it. Because our God is a businessman who does not and will not want to run into loss. And it's not in the business of wasting resources. It's not. Like the parable of the talent, he gave to 1 5, 1 4, another 3, another 1 2, another 1. And you know what? Everybody according to their abilities. God will not send you on an assignment that He has not enabled you to carry out. He will not tell you to go somewhere that He has not given you the ability to accomplish. Are you getting the point? So we must get this very clear. So also is Job Benson. He was giving a lot of things, he was blessed with a lot of things, and used a lot of things. So on the table he had a lot of there was a table at the center, where that had a lot of books that reads a lot of people's names, and all of that. So we're speaking them, Memina, Abdullahi, Jane, and all of these, Tunde, Taiwo, and all of that. As I was talking about them, the man that appeared to him was talking about what God has blessed them with and how well they have used it. But unfortunately, most of all the people that were talked about were underutilizing the blessings, the giftings, the ability, the endowment of God over their lives. Some people didn't use, like a man. I think the man he was talking about him doing like, is it about, I'm not sure if it's about 50 articles or so, and none of them were published. So that means he only wrote those articles and he kept them somewhere. So how will people be blessed with those things? It's about a lady who can sing, and a lot like that. I get my point. Still on the review. And because this guy just felt like anyway, for me, you can imagine, for me as Joe, I am. It feels good to be fulfilled now. I lived my life. I lived a fulfilled life while I was on earth. It was so happy. It was so sure. Talking with all boldness. A guy, man, I lived a fulfilled life. People said it now. The records have it. People wrote it down in 520 languages. I touched every life, everywhere I went to, and all of that. But something was shocking. There was this response from this man. He said that, Joe Benson, it is true you touched places, and people wrote a lot of things about you. But what they wrote about you that you did was just in one page. Why God has invested in you a whole book. That was a hit for me. Like, God invested a whole book inside you, and all they wrote was just that you did was just in a page. So I imagine how many pages are in the book that God wrote as a kind of purposeful book for Joe Benson. So it's like that for everybody. That was the first shocker he had. Like Joe, are you really using, first things, are you using what God has blessed you with to bless lives? Are you maximizing those endowments, those talents, those gifts? Are you using them optimally, making the best use of all of those things? It will be so sad. It will be a sad state that you live your life, you live 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, only to find out that you have not lived a purposeful life. You just lived life, no purpose. So, what will you account for? You are blessed to have 10 things and you didn't use any. What will you account for? And you live so many years. You lived 70 years, you lived 80 years before you died, 100 years before you died. So it was a shocker for Joe Benson. Like, with all of this thing they wrote about. So it was not about the world's report. It's actually about God's report over our lives. And that's another point I want us to take note in this movie. See, listen. People might be hailing us. You are doing well here. You are doing well in the north. You are doing in the south. You are doing well in the east. You are doing everywhere you go, and all of that, and the prince of men and everything. But the critical point to take note is that what is God saying about your doing well? Are you really doing well inside of God, or you are not? Because it's not about man's appraiser, but God's approval. So for Joe, he wasn't doing well. He did well in the sight of everybody. They wrote a lot in 520 different languages. But God said, everything was just in a page, and I invested in you a whole book. So that means you've got a lot to do. And there's something that was also shocking too. The man told him that, Joe, you were actually created, by the manufacturer, the creator, for a global impact. But all you did while on earth, despite all those things they wrote about you, all you did while on earth was just a local impact. That was shocking. That was shocking to me. And I found from the scriptures, you know, when God creates us and gives us those endowments, we are also given some locations, sincerely speaking, from the scriptures. There is this blueprint God has, and it's unique. Kunle Ishola is different from Tayo Ogundiro. It's different from Charles Okafor. It's different from Benedicta. You know, our purpose, they are just different. It's different from Nicole. Yes, very, very different. Different from Eunice. Different from Femi. Different from Abdullahi. Different from everybody. We've come with all our unique purposes, and we must live our life to the fullest, fulfilled, fullest. God bless us in the name of Jesus. Thank you. Once again, I still remain Kunle Ishola, and I'm so excited that you have been I'm so sure that you have been heavily impacted by this review. So just go watch just a page on my YouTube channel, Kunle Ishola, and you'll be blessed. Thank you so much. Till I come your way next time.